Hey, hey. Hi, welcome back. All right, so happy Mother's Day, Libras. Let's get into this and we'll see whatever the message is. By the way, Libras, you guys already did get a full moon message that I put out, I think on Thursday. So just know the full moon is coming up, but you guys did get a full moon message. This is not going to be a full moon message, but you notice the moon pops up right away. So I just thought that I should reference that. So we've got a Page of Pentacles. Libra, there is some kind of unexpected or hidden offer or message coming in. A Page of Pentacles is somebody who could want to give something to Libra. Now, this could be coming from an earth sign, or just because we do see the full moon maybe coming in from a Pisces, possibly even a Cancerian. But it's interesting because we have the full moon behind our character, and then their third eye is really noticeable here. Page of Wands. Our pages are always our messengers, right? And so, hey, RS, great to see you, love. But to have the two pages here, I definitely feel like this is about incoming communication. Now, if Libra is picking up on a vibe that somebody wants to talk to them, I feel like they're spot on. I feel like obviously this is somebody, wanting to carry the energy of like, I want to heal, or I want to give some kind of, normally a Page of Wands is like a spark, an ember of interest or attraction. But in this case, I feel like somebody's got a lot to say that might heal a connection. This is, you notice what Libra doesn't know is that somebody has walked away from a scenario in their own life, perhaps. I feel like this is them needing to explain a whole scenario. We got the Queen of Cups. This feels somewhat like magical, mystical, like dreamscapey. So the fact that we have the moon coming up a couple times, I'm going to say this. This is more like Libra's premonition. And we see the crystal ball right next to Libra. This is not happening right now. This is happening like Libra's getting the vibe around this full moon. That this may be coming, but they're not actually, it's not happening right now. It's more like Libra has a premonition of what is to come. Now, this person, whomever they are, they could be a doctor, they could be somebody who works in the medical industry, they could be someone who has had, a really, like maybe they've done like Doctors Without Borders, or they've really had like some significant life experiences. Whomever this person is that Libra predicts is going to be reaching out to them. They're going to be significant in Libra's life, but I feel like they are becoming single. They are somebody who's on Libra's life path, but they're up ahead for Libra. I don't know if Libra has any previous connection to them. This is too like dreamscapey. I feel like Libra's having a dream about somebody, or will have a dream about an individual, and their dream could be quite vivid. There could be, I don't know, dolphins could be important. That could be a connection to this person, seeing things like, the symbol for a medic. This person could have been an army medic, military medic of sorts. But those kinds of things, maybe someone wears a medical bracelet, that could work its way into the dreamscape for Libra. Libra is like, yeah, I don't buy it. I don't believe this is on my horizon. But this is all very much a premonition storyline. Like Libra's seeing a glimpse of something that is about to happen in their upcoming future. Someone who is going to cross paths with them, somebody that is interested in them, somebody that is going to be a significant player in their life. And frankly, I think Libra needs somebody significant in their life. I think Libra's bored out of their gourd at the moment. I could use a little sting. I could use a little excitement. I could use some wish come true, some dream come true. Give me someone to love. Yes, I'm hearing Queen now. Two of Cups. This feels like Libra is a blend of terrific at like intuition, and also saying bah humbug to the whole thing. I don't believe that I have some magical intuition. I'll believe it when I see it. This feels like a Libra who's almost like boo, down on love, but at the same time, they've got that weird spidey sense that somebody very, very special is going to end up crossing their path, and they can't quite shake it, although it hasn't happened yet. And it is a Two of Cups, and that's exactly what they're saying. I don't even believe in that. That's an illusion. Hi, Shell. Great to see you, love. Oh, I'm so delighted you're here, honey. Sleepy Cherry Blossoms, Just Fly 808. Aloha, darling. What a perfect, oh my gosh. And here we are in Hawaii with this card. How perfect. Aloha for sure. We have the sun. This is so crystal clear. I feel like Libra's about to start having a sequence of really nice dreams that feel loving and light, and they wake up in the morning and they're in a better mood. Maybe they're listening to some ukulele music, maybe they're listening to some Jack Johnson. Oh god, I haven't listened to Jack Johnson in forever. Maybe they're listening to, oh god, what's the girl who sings Bubbly? I can't think of her name right now. I'm just picturing like nice, sweet music. It's like, oh my God, Libra wakes up and the vibe of their nice dreams, they're still floating on that high a little bit. The Tower. This is all to prepare Libra. They say that when animals dream, animals, if you see your cat or your dog and they're running, that's really common to see. Oh, or they're, whimpering or like the Aries does a lot of that. It's pretty cute. His little lips puff out. And, I know that he's like barking at birds or something, but they say animals are actually practicing life skills in their dream to prepare them for when they're actively really doing those activities. And I'm going to say that is exactly what's going on for Libra. Libra's dreams are premonitions to prepare them. The nice vibe, the nice like surprise that, wait a second, I'm meeting somebody who's amazing, who's single, who wants to talk to me, who might be the love of my life, who is like the one meant for me. And even though I don't believe in it, I'm supposed to believe in it because it's coming. And so I wake up and I'm in like a really sweet, good mood. It's because it's like Libra's world is about to get rocked. I'm hearing, was it? Oh God, who sings and we began to rock steady rocking all night long. Is that New Kids on the Block? I can't remember. That seems like something from a long time ago, like 80s. Rock until the break of dawn. No, it's not New Kid on the Blocks, is it? I can't remember who it is. Four of Wands sideways. Four of Wands is romance, it's love, it's the person we marry. This is shared energy. Now, there could be a same-sex relationship on the horizon. It doesn't have to be. That just happens to be like maybe Libra is almost picturing like, look, I don't know who this great love of my life is because I haven't even met him yet. So all I can picture is me kissing, my own image because I'm kissing myself in the mirror because I got nobody around me right now. But remember, if Libra's world is about to get rocked, it hasn't happened yet. This is like the pieces are first, something has to crumble in Libra's life before Libra meets this person. Now, it never feels terrific to say, oh, great, something has to crumble in our life before we get like the next chapter. But think of it like this. Anytime we graduate in school, we end, whatever, third grade, and now we're going to graduate into the fourth grade. It does mean we're going to leave our old classroom. We're going to leave our little comfortable desk. We're going to go into a new first day of school with maybe even new kids, or a different arrangement. It all depends on, how many different teachers there are and if we get the same students in the same classes or not, or if we get shuffled around. Like, we have to, when we graduate to the next chapter of our life, oftentimes it requires a surrender of the previous chapter. So I don't look at this as negative at all, but I do feel like something big has to be surrendered. Oh, wow. The Lovers. Libra has to let go of the imagination that a particular person. So Libra said kind of boo, down with love. I don't even believe in this BS anymore, right? But now we see the reality of it was Libra had a very romanticized secret in their mind. And I say secret because this is like in the twilight and we have Paris. It's very romantic. And we see like Libra imagining growing old with a particular person, possibly a Gemini. And deep down, they have to let go of the option of that, it being that person. They have to remember the Lovers is a card of choice. They have to imagine loving somebody else. And that's a hard thing to surrender, even though we see Libra saying, I don't even believe in this whole Two of Cups thing, but I think Libra has held on to an idea, even if they got crusty over it and they were like, I don't believe in love. But deep down in their subconscious, they were still clinging to this concept that there's this one person that they were still supposed to end up with. And that's the thing that's going to crumble. It's going to be replaced by some other dude in a white t-shirt and blue jeans, looking pretty fly. Somebody who, like I said, could be a medic. They could be somebody that is really like extremely like well-traveled, educated, really loving, somebody who's single, somebody who might have just come back from some really like amazing work that they've done. They are single. They too are reestablishing their life. And Libra may cross paths with a completely new person, and it's going to rock their world because for the first time, maybe ever, they're actually going to flush out that secretly held concept that there was one other person that they were always supposed to end up with. I don't see Libra ending up with the person they used to think they were going to end up with. We got a 5 of Swords, and this is maybe the war going on within Libra, right? That 5 of Swords is the fighting of like, they've really had a hard time letting go of the concept that this one person is the one that they were supposed to be with. Even though I think this is all in the subconscious. Judgment, talk about the subconscious, right? And we got Stonehenge here, and it came out sideways. This could have been a Scorpio that Libra thought they were going to be with, or possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We had strong Gemini there as well. Libra has only ever halfway made peace with the idea that a particular person is not the one that they're going to end up with. And this is kind of them coming full circle. Now, keep in mind, let's go back to the idea that Libra may be having some premonitions or some dream state, especially around this full moon, that they're dreaming of some faceless, sexy stranger who is their forever love, and they're waking up feeling loved, and they're waking up feeling like really happy. And it's because their dreams are preparing them to actually meet the person who's right for them. But it does come at the cost. Remember, a full moon, and I know this is not supposed to be a full moon message, but that is tomorrow, right? The full moon's tomorrow. The full moon is a great time to surrender things. And maybe that's why Libra's dreams are going to be preparing them, and why during this full moon it would be a great time to allow one's conscious mind to just imagine, just entertain the idea, what if there's somebody so much more matched to me, so much better matched to me than an individual that I've really struggled to ever imagine, like letting go of or not ending up with. Because I think somewhere in the deepest part of their heart, Libra always believed they were going to end up with this one particular person. So this is a big challenge for them to like relinquish that belief and make peace with the fact that they're meant to be with somebody different. Let me ask this. Why? Why is Libra not meant to be with a person that they maybe have clung to the belief of somewhere in their subconscious? Knight of Swords. This might have been something that came up. King of Wands sideways. It might have been a situation that came up in their mind where they met this person and they swiftly decided, oh, I love them. That must be the right person. And I think that they loved me. It could have been like a love at first sight. And there was so much emotion that it was, and so much like heart, and like, I feel like a lot of tension though, too. I think that Libra and another person like really revealed a lot of themselves to one another very swiftly. And then it was like, well, we must be meant to be because we've been so vulnerable right out of the gate. This could have been like Libra met some King of Wands once upon a time, or maybe a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, fell into bed with them like immediately. And it was like, oh, wow. And, and it just, sometimes the belief that we've like connected at a really deep soul level, and so therefore we must be good together, yet somehow it didn't work out. Right? Because Libra's not with this person, but I think they still held on to the belief, but I was so vulnerable with that person. They were so vulnerable with me. That must still be who I'm meant to end up with. Why is it that Libra's not supposed to end up with them though? Why is it somebody new who's about to come in? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is a belief system. It is, who does Libra really truly want to commit to? That has to be questioned. And this is also one's connection to one's higher self. Maybe deep down, Libra didn't really want to commit to this person that they were so vulnerable with. Maybe that person was like an important soulmate in their life, death card sideways. Maybe that was even somebody that they met during a transformation in their life, and that's why it was a moment of vulnerability. Think of it like, okay, so like when crustaceans shed their old shells, so like lobsters and stuff, when they shed their old shells, there is a time where they're incredibly vulnerable because their new hardened shell isn't on yet, but they've outgrown their old one. And so in that moment of transformation, they're super vulnerable. Maybe Libra met this previous King of Wands suddenly out of the blue at a moment when they were in the midst of a transformation. They were in the midst of connecting to their higher self. And there was a moment that when they had no shell on yet, when they hadn't fully gone through their metamorphosis, where they met someone and they shared a really important moment, a heart-centered moment, a passionate moment. And that could have been an important and like a valuable person in Libra's life. But at the same time, Libra met them during transformation, not necessarily as the full-blown, like, transformed individual that they would become. And I'm thinking all this time, Libra still held on to this idea that, but I'm supposed to end up with that person no matter what. And now Libra's having these dreams and premonitions that there's somebody else they're supposed to end up with that they haven't even met yet, but it's coming really soon. And they've got to prepare their mind and their heart for this different person, which has been hard for them to like wrap their head around, because I think they've never had quite a connection like they had with that King of Wands. I think that was a really powerful bond. And I'm guessing that was exactly the bond that they needed to have with that person. But it was during a moment of transition. So that is a moment to remember. That is a person to still cherish the memory of. It's just that's not who Libra's destination is with, after all. And I think it's been a tough thing for Libra to wrap their head around, because on one hand, they said, boo, down with love. I don't even believe in this love stuff. But then it turns out they've been holding on to this nugget of like, no, I'm supposed to be with them secretly. I think that. And now they're being asked to challenge a secretly held belief and welcome in something else new that hasn't even come in yet, but that they're sensing. This is all weird places to have to describe in a story, because nothing is concrete. We're letting go of a pretend hidden thing, and then we're welcoming in something that isn't even like tangible yet. It's kind of a tough moment, but how perfect for right around a full moon. Full moons are going to bring stuff up from the subconscious, release it, illuminate stuff, and allow us to have new things in our life. This might be a little bit of an uncomfortable time. 9 of Cups in the reverse. Libra could be like, this freaking sucks. Can we just get on with stuff that I can, tangibly touch and hold and, have in my life, so I don't have to live in this murky never land. 2 of Swords. Well, Libra, I'm so sorry, but they're making it a little tougher on themselves than it needs to be. The 2 of Swords says Libra keeps kind of having a bit of a bah humbug attitude and an I don't like this changey deal thing. I think, okay, this is like me on one of those rides at an amusement park, like, that thing called the egg beater, where you sit in it and it kind of like goes around and around it, in 2 different ways. I hate it and I try to fight it. I don't like amusement rides at all, but when you just relax and just let the whole thing like move you, it is easier. When you clench your guts like I do, because I hate the feeling of my gut squishing around in there. I hate it. And I tense. I can't stop the fact that it's moving my body, and it's way better to just move with the flow of it instead of trying to fight the movement of the machine. That is kind of the best way I can describe this. Libra is already on the ride, so you may as well surrender to it instead of continuously fighting it. I don't like this. I don't want these dreams that are preparing me for some wonderful love. Can I just not do this? It's really that Libra does not like this unknown. How come it can't just be here and be clear? 7 of Cups. But if Libra could embrace this as, wait a second, there's so many pathways that my life could take. There's so many different people out there that I could choose from. There's so many different ways that my life could go, and let me embrace it. Universe, oh, did you say that you have somebody more wonderful for me? That sounds amazing. Let me welcome that in. Whatever path is in my greatest and highest good, let me welcome, that particular pathway. The way Libra's life could go is as variable as the amount of galaxies out there in the solar system. So who Libra ends up with, what they'll look like, all of that stuff, it's not necessarily pre-written. I mean, we're getting some semblance of the kind of character that would be coming in for Libra, but in truth, I mean, they could hail from any different culture. This could be really different than what Libra would expect. Let me ask this, because I feel like this is a very special Libra that we're talking about, like their destiny. And I'll talk about it like destiny, even though, just please bear in mind, I am a fictional storyteller, and I personally do not believe in a preordained destiny whatsoever. I think we choose our own life path, because I believe firmly in free will and our ability to shape our outcomes, and the responsibility that we have to say, I chose this, I did this. Because if we don't accept responsibility, then we're never going to be able to be empowered enough to make good choices or change any pattern in our life. So personally, I do not believe in destiny, but I'm still going to talk about it here and say, Libra's destiny, if you will, is to have a really loving partner. It's just a different partner than what they thought it was going to be. But I think still, for their specific life path or something, some natural talents, or the person that they would best mesh with, some of that is still kind of unfolding. We have the Hanged Man. It's making me think, so you guys know I have a blue heeler, right? And when blue heeler puppies are born, they're white. They're not the beautiful spotted color. So blue heelers have two coats, and they're born totally white. And then in the first, 8 weeks of life, they start to get their patterns that start to emerge. And even as they continue to grow, their patterns will change even more. But you can, I knew by the time I saw Aries, before he was weaned, I knew that he would have a really cool mask over both eyes. So it was showing that it wasn't as pronounced as it would be and stuff like that. So I'm feeling like that's the best way I could describe this. This is like the baby dog is born, the future is here, but we can't really see what color fur it's going to have yet. There's something about Libra still has to wait a little bit and see how things unfold. But I feel like Libra has something to do in this time frame. Maybe it is just to be patient and to say, there's Libra. It is like the universe is trying to give Libra a little bit of a time or a space to breathe and say, what is it that I would like? Because Libra should be in charge of calling in some of the specifics of what they want, right? Their big talent, life path, destiny, the things that they could do really well, the kind of love that they deserve to have, that might all be something that is coming in for them, but still they can refine and create their own, reality to a certain extent. And maybe this is time for them to quit bucking it and saying, no, I don't believe in that. Although secretly I've been holding on to somebody else, but okay, wait, I'm being challenged to let go of that and allow myself to believe someone else is coming in. No, I don't like this whole changey thing. Okay, wait, maybe I should look at it like I have a lot of options. You mean maybe I'm more in charge of calling in a little bit of what I want? You mean maybe I should start imagining what things have I not had from a partner in the past? And maybe I should start ordering those things from the universe, because I think Libra's been getting a bit of a raw deal. I think Libra hasn't been loved well enough, or they haven't had somebody that fulfilled what they really wanted yet. And I think the universe is like, Libra, we're trying through dreams to get you to acknowledge that you have somebody wonderful coming in who could make you really happy, but you have some say in this. What kind of a person would you like? To me, this says a lot about maybe Libra would like someone who has understanding of, maybe not medicine per se, but somebody who is a healer, somebody who is heart-centered, somebody who is compassionate, somebody who sees life through the bigger lens, has the ability to care about others that suffer. Maybe that's an important component for Libra to have in a partner. 9 of Cups is sideways. Also, Libra should be able to think about what would make them happy and what kind of happiness they want to share with somebody else. Let's put it this way. I mean, anytime we're with a partner, we're going to care about their joy and their happiness, right? But what if the stuff that makes them happy is like stuff that we literally hate doing? Let's say they love golfing. We hate golfing. Never want to golf any day of our lives. And it's like, but that's their biggest passion. That would probably mean that if Libra's manifesting someone who happens to have all different, things that they enjoy, Libra's going to find themselves doing 50% of the time things that they loathe doing. Maybe Libra could, think about like what kinds of things would really be a great match for me. What do I love? What would I love to receive in a partner? What kinds of things would make us happy together? I don't know if Libra's had partners actually looked at life with the same lens that they do. And now is a great time for Libra to be imagining meeting a person who shares some of that. It's super important, I think, that Libra is able to start conceiving of what a true partner would look like for them. Because right now, the universe is like, mixing up the cake batter of whoever the person is going to be that Libra is supposed to end up with or can end up with. And they could be any menagerie of, attributes and qualities. And so the universe is like, hey, do you have any specifics that you want? Libra, it's a really good time to start imagining, kind of like Build-A-Bear, your perfect Build-A-Bear. We have the Lovers. Libra might say, well, honestly, I wanted someone who was so much like that person that I thought I was going to end up with. I still wanted it to be them. But again, the card of the Lovers is a card of choice. Maybe there are attributes of that person that Libra loved who they secretly always still wanted to end up with, that they could say, I loved these qualities in that person. Could I have some of those qualities in my next romantic partner? Because I would love, and the thing is, I'm covering this because they're both naked. So maybe that sense of vulnerability, which we already know is a really big component. I think Libra wants somebody that they can like really bare their soul to. Maybe somebody that is really comfortable in their own skin, somebody that Libra feels comfortable walking naked in front of, and vice versa. Maybe that body confidence is a thing that they'd really like to have. But anyway, we slice it. We got Libra saying they want some of those attributes that that person of the past had, for sure. But I think they need to imagine it in another person now, if that makes sense. All right, let me get one last one here. This is really nice. Ace of Cups, Four of Cups. It's definitely, it's time for Libra to like not be bummed out over anything, but instead to reach for great love and great happiness, to be really happy. They deserve that. They deserve to love themselves enough to ask for what they really want and not feel like it's always an illusion. I'll never get what I want. That Libra has to love themselves enough to not hold that belief that they're somehow cursed in love. And this Libra feels to me like they have this underlying melancholy or like fatalism, in belief of love. And I think it's time to shake that off, because Libra is about to be very delighted, but they have a lot more to say about who that next partner is going to be. It is coming in pretty fast. So shape one's reality with as much like positive influence as we possibly can is like the big message here. If we are master creators and we think our own reality into being, it says, then think the best for yourself, call in the best for yourself. I know the argument would then be, well, if that's what Libra wanted, then why couldn't they have that person that they wanted from the past, that King of Wands? That King of Wands seems to have been somebody that Libra meshed with during that time of transformation when we had that death card. And it almost feels like they already got a time to be with that King of Wands. And then they grew beyond it already. They just didn't realize it yet. The same way, we graduate beyond kindergarten and we sometimes don't realize we aren't little enough to sit in those little kindergarten chairs anymore. If you're in 8th grade and you want to go back and see your old kindergarten classroom, you'll be appalled at how tiny all the furniture is. You're like, oh gosh, I loved kindergarten. It was my favorite class, but as an 8th grader, I don't want to go back to kindergarten. That would be super uncomfortable and really dull. You know, I almost feel like that. Like Libra just hasn't realized that they actually already had their time with that King of Wands. And they've outgrown it already. So anyway, you guys, really good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. Aries, you're so sweet. Rachel's magic to you also, honey. Oh, I love that. Bruce Reed, you sweetheart. It's so good to hear from you, Bruce. I hope you're all healed up and feeling amazing. I hope that shoulder's all better now. I love that. Sun Truth VZN, great to see you. Ah, thank you. The Whisper sings rock steady. Thank you. I would never have remembered that. Spiritual Awakening, I'm going to bounce on over to Tarot Dog and do a Cancerian video, but also a collective first. And then after that, I will probably have time to squeeze in a Capricorn before we do today's topic. So yes. Oh, thank you guys so much. Colby Calais, yes, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. RS, you're so awesome. Cataclysmic Awakening, awesome to see you also, honey. All right, you guys, those of you that are going to be up late tonight, I'll see you over there for the collective on Tarot Dog. All right, I'll see you in just a minute. Bye.